The Limpopo ANC has appointed a private security company to man the venues for its nomination conference in Polokwane, and a memorial service to honor the late Free State MEC for Health will be held at the Central University of Technology today. Ambusisiwa Khadebe with the latest news update. The Limpopo ANC has appointed a private security company to man the venues for its nomination conference in Polokwane after losing confidence in the police. The party blames the police for failing to control unruly members who caused the conference to collapse last week. However, there is a strong presence of police at both the registration and the conference venues today. The ANC official in charge of security, Lawrence Mabolo, says the police will man the entrances to both venues, while the private security company mans the actual registration and nomination points.
We have employed the services of a private security due to the experience that we saw in the previous sitting, where people invaded a constitutionally sitting of the movement. And therefore, we said we must be able to have a private security that will be able to man the venues where our delegates will be registering and where they will be nominating the leadership for Mangaung.
Ani Diwani's father and brother Vinod and Anish Indocha have arrived at the Western Cape High Court for the sentencing of Xolile Mngeni, the man found guilty of her murder. Mngeni was convicted of the crime last month. He's the third person to be found guilty after his two accomplices, Zola Tongo and Mziwa Madoda Kwabe, reached plea deals with the state. The state is asking the court to impose a life sentence, but Mngeni's lawyer is hoping that his medical history will spare him life in jail. Mngeni earlier had a brain tumor removed. Diwani was murdered in November 2010 while on holiday in Cape Town. A social worker, Professor Meryl Forster, says convicted musician Molimo Jub Marohanye should be considered for correctional supervision and the community service instead of a jail term. She's been testifying in mitigation of sentencing at the Protea Magistrates Court in Soweto. Marohanye and Temba Shabalala have been convicted on 4 counts of murder after 4 school children were killed when 2 speeding cars hit them during a drag race in Soweto more than 2 years ago. And lastly, a memorial service to honor the late Free State MEC for Health, Fezi Ngubentombi, will be held at the Central University of Technology in Bloemfontein later today. She died in a car accident on her way back from an ANC rally in Qwaqwa on Saturday. The MEC's daughter and another bodyguard were also in the car. They are in a critical condition in hospital. Konelo Likafula filed this report.
Prior to being elected to the Free State Provincial Legislature in 2009, Ngubentombi was a teacher in Paris and Sasolburg. She served as a ward councillor from 2003 to 2006 and then as the executive mayor of the Metsimaholo local municipality from 2006 to 2009. Ngubentombi was married to Zandisile. She was appointed as the MEC for Health in 2011 after she served as the MEC for Public Works and Rural Development from 2009. Ngubentombi was born in 1965 in the Eastern Cape town of Qumbu, where she matriculated. She leaves behind a husband and 5 children.
Catch the latest news on the hour on SABC radio stations and anytime here on Newsbreak, Option 1.